All right, I pretty all right, let me turn off the thing. You probably hear an echo right now. I will get rid of that momentarily. Give me a hot second to fix that. I believe it's fixed. All right. Well, welcome to the broadcast. I am in the comforts of my own home right now. The Harvest game will be getting underway momentarily. Check the description below for the link to that stream. I don't know if I have the rights to broadcast that, so we will just be doing the commentary side of things for now. Yeah. If it comes down to it, hopefully, I set the camera with the team, hoping that one of them might be interested in recording the game. And after they bring me back that footage, I will splice over my commentary on the games, and I will upload that. If I do get a text saying that I'm allowed to broadcast the Harvest side of the stream, I will throw it up on screen. Yeah. So, I think we're getting kind of close to starting. I don't know. I don't have any way of seeing how much time left in warm-ups. I believe we're playing junior varsity first, varsity second. I'm just gonna throw shots in the dark and try to give you the best commentary I possibly can without being there in person. Information is limited. Yeah. So, last time these two junior varsity teams last met was in October of 2019. Panthers ended up sweeping the series, game 1 being a 19-25 victory for the Panthers, and game 2 was a 23-25 victory for the Panthers. This year for the Panthers, as far as roster goes, completely different lineup. We got a lot of different players out there, a lot of different jerseys, and it'll be interesting. Alright, I have been given the go-ahead that I can use the footage of their stream for this broadcast today. So we got all the green lights are coming in hot and heavy, and so we will be sure to take advantage of that. They have a very extensive junior varsity lineup. I will do my best to quickly jot this down into my notes. I have all of my notes sprawled out like a tapestry on a teenage girl's wall. I don't know how else to explain that. So many things I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to manage information best I can. Harvest is out warming up currently. If I knew how much time was left in the warm-ups, I would throw the timer up on screen. But alas, I do not. So we're kind of just stuck in this pit of no information to be had. Once again, my apologies. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be doing this today, but here we are. I mean, if you want to chat, throw it into the chat. If anyone's even watching, I don't think anyone is. But I'll actually be able to read chat for this stream because I won't have a camera in my hands, and that'll be great. I'm a one-man band, teaming up with the Harvest broadcasting team for tonight's game. I'm going to give it my best shot. They're going to give it their best shot, and together we will try to bring you the best entertainment we possibly can. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work out. If we're actually going to have any stream audio. There's so many questions going through my head currently. I am not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to give it my best shot. And yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. But we're going to give it our all, and that's about all I can do. So, if there's no audio from their stream, you're just going to have to listen to me in dead silence. I don't know. There's nothing else I can do about that. I could always just pull a fast one like the NHL and just feed crowd audio into the stream to help keep things lively. But it's gonna feel very uneventful. I'm gonna try to get as much energy flowing through the microphone into your ears as I possibly can. But yeah. Right now, both teams looking very solid on their warm-ups. Not too many mess-ups. Of course, we're starting with the junior varsity team. In comparison to the varsity. Varsity will be afterwards. The junior varsity is going to be a best-of-3 series. And yeah, last time those teams came up, it was really close 2 games. The first game being back on October 11th. Harvest was at 19 at the end of game 1. Panthers ended up taking it 25-19. Game 2, Panthers also took it and made it a 2-game sweep. It was a 25-23 game. So it was a very close match, very, very, I don't want to say high octane, but it's about as high octane as it gets whenever it comes to junior varsity matchup. Yeah. I'm very, very much looking forward to the varsity game this evening. Anytime that the Panthers and the Huskies match up, it's always a nice, it's a clash of the titans, as I like to say. And yeah, so I'm trying to figure out a replay system as I just vomit words into the microphone. Because if I can manage a replay system, that'd be awesome. But I don't think I can do that. Yeah, warm-ups are still going on. It looks like the Huskies now practicing their services. That probably means we're about 4 minutes away from the first service. If I had to throw my hat into the ring and make my speculation, that's what I'm gonna call it. Let's see, who's here this season that was not here last season? I do not have the junior varsity roster from last season, so I can't make that comparison. But for varsity, that's a different story, but I'll save that for the pregame of the varsity game. It does look like... I don't want to say anything, because I could eat my words later on. But on the varsity roster, there are only 2 junior varsity players. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to throw any, opinions out there. But both teams lining up now. It looks like they're going to give a fair, wave at each other. Hang on. I need to check if we actually have stream audio. I don't think so. This is going to be a very awkward broadcast for us here, as it's basically going to be a radio broadcast without any game audio in the background. So that's going to be a lot of fun for me, just being alone with my thoughts as usual. But I'm gonna drag you along for the ride. So yeah. I think last time the Panthers played the Huskies was in the 2019 Harvest Invitational. But before that, whenever the last time the 2 junior varsity teams matched off, was the time I cracked my skull open in the parking lot to the game prior, and I missed the first game of JV, and I still am a little upset about that. But yeah, you can go back and watch that broadcast. It's a little sketchy for the first 14 services of the match, but after that, it's pretty much okay. Because after that, I got my head stitched up. Not stitched up. We super glued it, and then I got into the harness of broadcasting, and I'm like, all right, let's just do this. But as you can see here, we have a nice crow's nest view. I'm trying to. I need another piece of paper. No, I don't. I have another one right here. I'm trying to pick apart who's going to be starting for both teams so I can focus on remembering their names for the broadcast, because I don't have a camera in my hands, so I have a lot more freedom to do whatever I want. I'm trying to figure out why there's no audio from their broadcast. It's on full. I don't know what else I can do. So this will be interesting. I'm running my own scoreboard. They have their own, but it cuts off a lot of the screen. So I'm running my own scoreboard. The one that you're used to if you've watched any Slippery Rock Sports Network broadcasts. I'm going to stumble over a lot of my words. Just be warned about that. But if you want to see if you can get audio from the Harvest broadcast, you can pull that up and just leave me on in the background. And hopefully the 2 streams will match up and we'll have a magical evening together. If not, you're just going to hear the dead silence of the stream with my audio backtracking that. Right now, the referee just making sure everyone knows how rotations work in volleyball and the rules that apply therein. So there's Rob, sporting the number 11 for the Harvest Huskies. Hicks there. Oh, Hicks on the bench, possibly. Number 18 there, Mariah King, is on the center of the screen. Then bottom left is Mackenzie Jacobs, number 16. Looks like far side is number 1, Anna Black. And that's all I can see on screen currently. On the Panther side of things, it looks like... Shoot, what's her name? I don't remember her name. Oh no. Everything's crumbling. Oh, please be on this piece of paper. Izzy. Alright, so we're fine. It's fine. Izzy here with that service. Makes that one up and over. Dumps that one down. Panthers take home the first point of the evening here in the junior varsity match. Izzy Filson with a nice underhanded service. Once again, Izzy with that service, making that one up and over. Rob getting a hand on that one, finding its way over to King, and into the middle to finish that one off was the Huskies. Morgan finding its way forward. Gracie back to Morgan, slaps that one over with a left-handed attack from the back line. Jacobs gets that one forward, and over the net it goes. Filson up to Gracie. finds it to Elizabeth to finish that one off. Anna into the middle, and that one will be cleared over the shoulder by Black. Phillison forward, Gracie able to find its way over to Morgan. Tips out one past the block, and the Panthers will take home their second point of the series. Right now, the Huskies defense not looking quite up to snuff as we're used to, but it's just early in the game. Everything's still getting warmed up, and everyone's trying to find their rhythm in this game. This is a game about momentum. This is a game about confidence and mindset, and they're just searching for that currently. Nice over-the-shoulder bump by Rob to finish off that play. A little miscommunication between the Huskies. Not quite sure who's going to go for that one, and it falls down dead ball. Panthers now up 3-0. Phillison with another service, able to get that one up and over. Goes off Rob and out of bounds. Panthers at a 4-0 lead now. Building momentum as they go. Izzy here with another service for the Panthers. The underhanded service making that one up and over from the backfield. Getting a hand on that secondary was Jacobs, and that'll go to the Panthers side. Morgan Gracie back over to Morgan. Tips that one up, hits the top of the net, and comes down. They're going to say Morgan was in the net, so they're going to give that point to the Huskies. Here with the service is Mariah King. Up and over the overhand service outside of the candy cane, and the Panthers will pick up point number 5. Elizabeth Heitzenreiter with the service. I believe she's sporting the number 9 in the royal blue. Service up and over from the back line. Black there to finish that one off. I didn't see the number. Elizabeth up to Gracie. Gets that one right side. Morgan there with a left-handed attack. Gets that one across, but is out of bounds. And the Huskies make it a 2-5 game. Here's Rob with the service. Number 11 in the Huskies navy blue, purple. I'm not sure which. Gracie with a nice dump off gets a point for the Panthers. Just catches the defense sleeping a little bit. Makes that a 6-2 game. Very nice look by Gracie. Nice decision, and she reaps the benefits. Gracie Heitzenreiter, number 11, serving this one up. Gets that one into the backfield. Kept alive by Rob. Thrown to the Panthers side. Morgan over to Bailey. Gets that one to the left side and finished off by Henricks. Rob forward, able to find its way into the middle where... Wait. Are there 2 Robs playing? I don't think so. Hang on. I need to check the roster. I think I've flubbed up. No? I'm right. I think? Maybe? I don't know. I'm baffled. This is so difficult. I don't know how people can do this. I missed the point. Service is in bounds by the line judge, and the Panthers are only at a 2-point lead now. The Huskies coming back, ferocious as ever, trying to catch the Panthers sleeping. I don't see a number. So Husky service, able to get that one up and over, getting a hand from the back line. Phillison able to get that one into the netting, but it is too difficult for Bailey to recover from. And we're looking at a 6-5 game. Anna Black here with the service, number 1 in the gray. Service, a little bit of an error. Not quite the solid hand touch that she wanted on that one. And it'll come down without passing go. Morgan here with the service, able to get that one up and over from the back line. Black able to finish that to the Panthers side. Taylor able to get that one into the middle. Bailey back over to Taylor. Hits the top of the net, my bad. I misjudged the calculations on that ball. And the Huskies will have a nice clear back. Mackenzie Jacobs, the one to do so. And they'll claim point number 6. I think that's Hicks with the service. It's out of bounds ultimately. Panthers up 8-6. Yeah. Right now, I'm really liking the Panthers jersey design. As you can see, numbers from both sides. It's a little difficult to see on the Huskies side of things, so forgive me for, not being able to see past that. Taylor Henricks with the service. I think I missed the point, so we'll throw it up to a 9-6 game. From the back line, Rob able to get that one over to... There's not a number 12. 12's not on the roster. I don't think either roster. Unless I just... No? I missed one. How could I be so naive? Timeout. So we're going to have a little bit of time to fill. I don't know what the score is. I've been too boggled in trying to multitask to actually figure out how to, keep notes and party on. Normally I'm there at the event where I can just, oh look, it's 6-11. How are we here? Anyway, I gotta fix, no? Maybe? Oh, I missed one of the Ray sisters. That is my fault. Number 12. NEVAEA? Interesting. Alright. I have fixed my done goof, and we're gonna try to work past that and pretend it never happened. Taylor Hendricks here with the service. Underhanded. Makes that one to the back line. Anna getting that one over to... there's two Annas. Oh, my bad. I should start using last names. Taylor Hendricks here with the service. Once again, Panthers up 12-6 into the back line. It looks like Rob getting a hand over to Ruffender. And Jacobs just not quite able to clear that net on that one. Panthers now up 13-6. This is a best-of-3 series, so the first team to claim 2 victories does take home the series. Hendricks there from the back line, finding that one forward. Bailey able to find its way right side. Slap comes over by Filson, out of bounds, and the Huskies pick up point number 7. Here's the substitutions. I think... That's Hicks coming on to play the front line. She's already there on the front line. What am I saying? I don't think I have a number 5, do I? I don't know who that person is. She's not on the roster. I'm so upset. Slightly, but not. It's mildly upset. Well, following tradition, number 5 is deemed Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson here on the front line playing for the Huskies. From the back line, here's the service by Bailey. Hits that netting and will come down as a service error. I can't use my keyboard in this. It's 7-13, Panthers in the lead. If I could get the stream working on my desktop, it'd get audio coming through. That's what I'd prefer to do. The tip not quite making it past the netting, and the Panthers pick up point number 14. I don't know what it is. It's just the website just won't work for me. I don't know what to do. It's Flash Player. It just won't work. Services let go, and I think they called that one out of bounds. So Husky service. And here's Mariah King to serve this one up. Up and over into the front line. Elizabeth Heisenreiter flubs that one a little bit. And I don't know why the score keeps resetting. But it do. 8:15 is the score. Here's King with the service. Able to get that one up and over. Taylor Hendricks from the back line. Able to get that one forward. Gracie getting that one up into the air. Slap comes over by Bailey into the back line. Diving play. Keeps it alive. Heisenreiter there from the front line. Able to find its way to Filson. And the finalization by Bailey. Ball going to the front line of the Huskies. Not able to tip that one past the netting was Ray. Hang on, let me catch up on the score. What are we at? We're at a 16-9 game. Panther service, Elizabeth Heisenreiter able to get that one up and over. Goes off the hand of Anna Ruffender and Ruffiner. My handwriting is so sloppy. Let me just pull up the screenshot that I was messaged prior to the game. Heisenreiter there with a service to the back line. King able to get that one forward. Slapped over by Rob. and controlled by Filson. Back to the Husky side. Slap comes down and will claim a point. Anna Black with a nice attack there, and she will reap the benefits of that play. 10-16 the current score. And here's Rob with the service. Service up and out of bounds. Panthers pick up point number 18. Am I behind or are they off? Point number 17. It's just so much. It's just a lack of communication is all this is. That's why it doesn't feel very genuine. It doesn't feel very professional. Gracie Heisenrider here with the service, able to get that one up and over into the back line, into the front line, my bad. Returned back over to the Panthers side. Morgan Bailey back over to Morgan. The nice side shot catches the defense off guard, and that will fall out of bounds. Huskies picking up point number 11. Anna Black here, number 1 in the Huskies jersey here with the overhanded service, able to pass that one up and over the net. Diving play by Filson is just deemed ineffective, and so the Huskies will pick up point number 12. 6 points is the difference here. Anna Black with a service. Going to let that one go for a second attempt. Service up and over. Getting a hand on that one is Elizabeth Heisenrider. Returned back over. Goes off the defense and out of bounds. Panthers now at 19. Huskies at 12. Service up and over. Controlled by King. Lands out of bounds as it passes the line, and the Panthers will pick up point number 19. Timeout by the Harvest Huskies. Panthers 19, Huskies at 12. I don't know what to do. There's no audio, so I don't want to leave it dead silent, so I'm just going to keep talking for a little bit. If I can pull this up on my browser, I will feed the audio through the stream. Oh my gosh, it works. Oh, this is going to be so much better. I don't have to just sit in my room and listen to myself talk. Oh, I'm so happy. How do I do this? Properties. That one. Maybe. Yeah, like that. Is it working? I don't think it's working. Service up and over, controlled up by King. Returned back to the returned up to the right side, but Rage is not quite ready for that one. The Panthers go up 21-13. Service up, hits that netting on a service error, and so the Huskies will go up to their 14th tally of the match. Why is this not working? I just want this to work. Service by Rob, not quite able to get over the netting. And I'm going to see if I could figure this out. Once again, my apologies. Oh, there we go. Alright, let me... Is that good? I'm not sure. Service able to get that one up and over. A little out of bounds, a little bit too much mustard on that hot dog. And the Panthers will go up 23-14. I think that's good. Oh, I forgot. It's going through my desktop audio. I can't even check if this is right or not. Well, alright, that's what we get. So during this time... Okay, Slippery Rock took game 1. Alright, the stream was a little behind. I'm going to do a lot better this next game. Just give me a second to try and figure this out. Jeez, this is a mess. It's the first attempt at this. And it is wild. Let me tell you what. It is wild. Alright, I need to turn display capture back on. I need to turn that off. That's good. I think we're all set to jam with the Jimmies. But yeah, I don't know. This is the trial run for the actual varsity game. So don't hold me too closely to try and make this all professionally and such. But yeah, game one, both teams looking pretty alright out there. Harvest have a few holes that they could fill. Panthers looking about as solid as ever as far as junior varsity games go. That was pretty good. I liked what I saw out there on the court. There wasn't too many. There's a couple service errors, and anytime there's a service error, there's room for improvement. And out of both teams, there were a few service errors, and that could just be the nerves as the players are trying to get some momentum going in the game and try to get a little bit more comfortable out on the court. Not having any fans in the crowd might alter the players' way of thinking about the game, as there's no crowd noise. There's no crowd noise, and that's something that the Panthers have always had whenever it comes to any of their games. Football team, that's a little different. We really don't have any viewers as far as Slipper X team goes, nonetheless. But volleyball-wise, there's always been people out there. Yeah. What was game one? 25-14. I don't know how commentators do this. Commentating from home. Because it is wild. Let me tell you what. There's so much to keep track of. I have notes everywhere. It's just very unorganized. But we're going to see what happens. Coming into game number 2. If I was in the Huskies huddle, I just tell the players, keep your head cool. When you have a cool head, you play like it too. You play cool, and that's what you need in volleyball. Because whenever you're out there, your head's not in the game. You're having trouble tracking the ball. You're having trouble seeing where the holes in your defense are for you to be positioned. That's whenever the other team takes advantage of that, and they score a point. They score 2 points, 3 points. Sooner or later, there goes the lead. Soon, following the lead, you lose the game. So if you just keep your head cool, keep your focus on the ball where you need to be, and after you get those 2 steps down, you can just move on to step 3. Where's the ball going to be next? And after you get that done, who's touching it? Where are they going to throw it? And you just go down the list of things to pay attention to. I should have had bigger handwriting for the rosters, but the Harvest roster never disappoints me in terms of length. So moving in here to game number 2, Panthers having the series advantage right now, 1-0 the current series. Harvest looking to come back at this one and give a little bit of a redemption story to the manga arc this evening. King's service just a little short of the net, and so the Panthers will pick up point number 1, rhyming right along with game number 1. Here's Dunlap with the service. She'll underhand that one up and over. Won't quite make it to the net, and so it will be Harvest picking up tally number 1. Here's Rob, number 11, with the service. Service up and over. Inbounds, nice service ace for the Harvest Huskies, making it a 2-1 game. Somebody's been eating their wheat thins in the morning. Rob here with another service, able to get that one up and over. Diving play by, I believe that was Brooke Bailey. But not able to get that one into a playable position as it hits the net and falls down. Harvest now at 3, Panthers at 1. Rob here with another service, up and over. Diving play, not able to keep that one in bounds. Emma with a valiant effort, but nonetheless ineffective. Huskies up 4-1. Rob here continuing her service streak. Able to send that one up and over. Goes off the hands of Brooke. I'm trying to figure out who's on the court and who's not. What? Harvest just coming back, proving their worth. They're not going down quietly into the night, as they're proving their worth out there on the court right now. Service by Rob, able to get that one up and over to the back line. Goes off of Brooke, back into the zone of the Huskies side. Black there with a finisher into the back line. Dunlap able to find its way into the hands of, who's 13? It's so, the bit rate's so low, I can't tell who number 13 is. I'm going to send a text message. I'm not going to go this whole game without knowing who 13 is. Okay. Madison Lott's service, not able to be returned. Panthers now up 3-5. Up and over. Controlled by Jacobs, but not able to find a teammate with that pass. Panthers pick up point number 4. Service by Madison Lott. I think this is Lott's first game of the season. We'll see how she does. Panthers down 4-5. Here's the service. Able to get that one up and hits the netting. Huskies extend their lead to 2. 6-4 is the current score. Service by Black, able to get that one up and over. Goes off of Dunlap and out of bounds. Harvest now up 7-4. Shoot, did I call Vicky Emma? I completely reverted back to like 2015 whenever number 8 was an Emma. Harvest having a nice service streak coming on. Rob, not only Rob, but also Black. Just Panthers defense not looking quite up to snuff as it was in game number 1, as it's almost a completely different personnel, but that's not to really be blamed. Vicky able to get that one into the middle, dumped off by Gracie, but returned back over by Lily. Oh my goodness, what was that? Panthers thought it was all peace in the valley, but little did they know the drum player was coming over the mountain, just playing away. Black here with the service, able to get that one up and over. Swing and a miss from the back line of the Panthers defense. They're a little baffled right now. If I was Miss Good, I would call a timeout and let the Panthers like regain their surroundings and remember we're here to play volleyball. But nonetheless, 10-4 is the score. Black not liking the first throw. She'll get a secondary. Secondary shot goes up. I think that hit the referee. And the Panthers have a little bit of life in their lungs now. It's a 10-5 game. Looks like Gracie Heizenreiter here at the service. From the back line, throws that one up and over. Kept alive. Thrown to the front line, but the front line not in position for that kind of a pass. And Panthers will pick up the point from the error. Looks like a substitution will be made. Mackenzie Jacobs coming on to play in the place of Lily Lazaro. Service by Gracie Heisenreiter, able to get that one up and over. Sent back to the Panthers side by, I believe that was King. No? Who's 10? Hicks. Gotcha. I didn't get a text back who number 13 is, and it's really bugging me. I'm not sure if he heard how quiet I was. I'm trying to figure this out. Catherine. All right. We're good to go. Service up and over by the Huskies. Able to diving play. Throws that back. Inbounds! Are you seeing this? Oh my goodness. You can't cut a bump much closer than that. Oh my goodness. Panthers staying in this one. 7-11. Vicky throwing that one up and over. Short cut on that service. Huskies not quite ready for that one, and the Panthers are now only down by 3. Timeout called by the Harvest Huskies. They're going to look to gain their bearings back. Right now it's an 8-11 game. Oh my goodness. I didn't think it was going to be quite this close, but yet here we are. Oh my goodness. All right, I got to write this down before I forget. Number 13 is Catherine. If the varsity game is half as entertaining as this game is right now, we're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what. Right now, the score on the Harvest stream is 8-11 or 8-10. I don't know if I added an extra score to Harvest, but I'm going to stick with my guns. I think I'm right, so therefore I might be. I don't know. But right now, Harvest's a little baffled. Their service game is impeccable here in game number 2. Emily Black and Rob, just beautiful services. But that's their main points. Whenever you take that away, the Panthers have a better, well-rounded game. So they tended to, get more points outside of the services. If Slippery Rock can tighten up their defensive game, I think they can take game 2 really easily. Meanwhile, Harvest out there with the lead. They need to keep a strong hold on that lead and just ride that into the sunset. Service going off into the distance off of Anna Black. Panthers are now at 9. Vicky will get another service attempt here, sporting the number 8 in the royal blue. The underhanded approach hits the netting. I think we have a 12-9 game. I'm sticking with my guns. I'm not wrong until the game's over, right? At least I think I'm right. Mariah King here, number 18, to serve this one up and over. Nice diving play by Madison Lott. Was going to be inbounds, but she wasn't quite able to tame that beast. Service by King, able to get that one up, over, out of bounds. Panthers now at 10. Catherine, number 13 in the royal blue here with the service for the Panthers. All right. They say it's 12. I'll trust the Harvest broadcast team on this one. Diving play, gets that one to the front line, but not able to get underneath it. I believe that's one of the Robs. But Catherine gets another attempt at a service. Don't remember if I updated the score or not, but the referee bats that one back into the Panthers zone. He does not want to get hit this evening. Got to make sure the referee's on their toes too, You can't just test the offense and the defense of the other team. You also got to make sure the referee's awake during all this as well. Rob with a nice service, able to get that one up and over. Returned by the Panthers. Finds the Huskies sleeping. And they'll pick up point number 11. Here with the service. Sends that one up and over. Kept alive by Robin to the back line. Throws it to the Panthers side. Controlled by Catherine, but not quite as I described it, as ricochets off her and goes out of bounds. Ruffiner here with the service, sending that one up and over, getting a hand on that one. I believe that was Brooke. To finish that one off was Gracie. Into the middle of the bump over the shoulder. Black with that one. Catherine with the receiving touch. Finds Vicky. Diving play. Not able to send that one over. Number 4 off blue. I don't know her name. Shows you how much I pay attention during the games. Panthers able to return that one back over. Kane getting a hand on that one. Finding its way into the backhand. Ruffiner with the secondary touch. And Black with the finalization. And after the finalization, they find themselves at a tally of 16. Ruffiner with that service, able to get that one up and over. Goes off the hand of Dunlap, kept alive from the back line. And Gracie with the over-the-shoulder bump. Black there's tipping that one past. Gracie getting a hand on that one. Finalization by Catherine back over to the Huskies side. Shot comes over by Black into the back line. Vicky there controlling that one back over to the Huskies side. Rob getting up into the air, slapped over by Black. Diving play by Vicky, keeps it alive. Caught, whistles blown. What is the verdict? I don't know. I didn't see any hand signal from the referee, so all we know is it's a Harvest point. Gracie there with the over-the-shoulder bump, able to find its way into the hands of Rob. Black there to finish that one off the top of the net. Vicky with the first touch, not quite square enough to get that one into play for the Panthers. And the Harvest walking away with the scoreboard right now in their back pocket. Panthers doing very little to control that. Timeout by Miss Good, and we have a break from the action. I think we got an 18-12 game on our hands. And so, Panthers looking struggling a little bit to get back into the action here. They're not quite sure what they need to do to get back into it. I think it's just all mindset. It's just they're getting in their own heads. They just need to, clear their thoughts. They need a little bit of a break. Maybe a little bit of water will help out. And hopefully that gets them back into the game, because if not, I don't know what will. I blame it on the bit rate. It's a little too fuzzy for me to actually make out who's who with facial details. But getting back into the action, Panthers pick up a tally, being their 13th of the match. Looks like Emma Dunlap will be the one serving this one up. Buzzer goes off a few times. Not sure what that's about. But Emma Dunlap here to serve this one up for the Panthers. They're looking at a 13-18 score. Dunlap with a nice underhanded service, able to get that one up and over. Rob getting that one into the middle. Black comes down with a dynamite, but not able to place that one in the right spot. Panthers pick up tally number 14. Right now the series is 1-0 in favor of Slippery Rock. If they take home this game, that'll be the end of the series. We'll move on to varsity, but if not, we'll move into a game number 3, where we'll play to 25 as usual, win by 2. From the back line, looks like Jacob's not quite able to get underneath it enough for that third and final touch. Panthers now at 15. Huskies at 18. Dunlap here with an underhanded service, able to get that one up. Not quite able to get that one past the netting. And so Harvest will get their 18th tally of, or their 19th tally of the match. Service hitting the netting and falling down. Panthers now at 16. So, Madison Lott here. Gonna serve this one up. The overhanded service, able to get that one up and over. Goes off the front line, kept alive from the back. And Rob there to finish that one off. Goes over to Catherine, kept alive to the Huskies side. It goes Black there to send that one over to Panthers side. Vicky there controlling that one back over. Rob getting that one forward. Black with a left-handed attack, not her dominant hand. And it's clear that it is so. Nothing against that. It is what it is. I forgot I have display capture on. I can't do that. Oh no, how do I do this? Someone's asking for the link, so I'm trying my best to multitask. Rob getting that one forward. Black with a dominant hand attack this time around. Not quite able to get behind it as much as she would have liked to. I think the Panthers are now at 17. 16? Harvest says 16, so we're going with that. I'm assuming they're right. Service up and over. Controlled from the front line. King throwing that to the Panthers side. Vicky back over to the Huskies side. Black there with the final tip. Diving play by Vicky. Kept alive by Gracie. Vicky not quite able to get the third touch on that one. And it will come down uncontested. Service up and over. Gracie with a nice dump off. Catches number 5 off guard. I forgot. That's the name I don't have. Service up and over. Black there with the return. Not quite able to keep that one in bounds. All right, I'm gonna block your screen for a nice solid 12 seconds. All right, that's good. Service by Gracie up and over. King able to get that one to the Panther side. Vicky able to get that one into the middle. Shot goes up and over by, I believe that was Brooke, and that will claim a point. 19-20. The current score. 20-20. Did I miss one? I think I might have missed one. Timeout by the Harvest Huskies. We got a tie ball game according to the Harvest broadcasting team. It is 20 apiece, and that'll give me a second to fetch a link for somebody that wants it. I already have enough to do. They Can't they just pull it up? It's just go to YouTube, type in Slippery Rock Sports Network, and it's the first thing that pops up. It's pretty easy. Now the scoreboard says, all right, it's 21-20. Panthers in the lead, 4 points away from closing out the series. If you heard an echo, don't worry about it. This feels so unprofessional, but I don't know what else to you know. I normally don't have this many distractions whenever I do my commentary. But both teams looking to get back into the action. A lot of them very excited to get back into the final chapters of the story tonight. Panthers in the lead. Gracie here with that service, able to send that one up and over from the back line. Rob able to find its way into the middle. Black there with that bump. Will send it over, but not in bounds. And the Panthers 3 points away from closing out this series. Gracie here with the service, able to send that one up and over. Getting a hand on that one. Finds King, and that one will be finished off. Hits the top of the net. Diving play. Not able to grab a hold of that ball enough to throw it up into the air. And the Panthers now 2 points away from closing out the series. Service by Gracie, able to send that one up and over from the back line. Diving play by Black, not able to grab it in time, and it is match point Panthers. Substitution will be called. It looks like Black will be taking a seat on the bench, and in her place is Olivia Ray in the back line. Service by Gracie up and over. Almost out of bounds. First touch goes out of bounds, and the secondary won't keep it in play. Mackenzie Jacobs, the finalization on that play, not quite able to grab a hold of it in time, and I believe that is the end of the series for the junior varsity matchup. Panthers take game number 2, 25-20. Game number 1 was 25-14 in favor of the Panthers, and so we'll move on to the preparation here for game between the varsity teams. And yeah, so I don't know how long the recess is going to be, but nonetheless, we will go intermission and whatever. You know the drill. You've been to the network before. You know how it do be whenever it do like that. And yeah. So I'm assuming that's going to be it. They might play a game number 3 regardless of whatever the outcomes were, but I doubt it slightly. And I'm correct. The varsity teams have taken the court, so I'll take this time to do a little pregame. We got, I think it's 14 minutes. What's the time? It's 4:44. 14 minutes away. Oh, I still gotta use this, don't I? I'm just gonna set a timer for 12. We're gonna go with that. So, go get your popcorn, go get your gallon of chocolate milk, your Mountain Dew, your Dr. Pepper, whatever you might be drinking for this varsity game, because we have a nice matchup here this evening. It's always a beautiful rivalry night whenever the Slippery Rock Panthers take on the Harvest Huskies. So that'll be coming up here in about 10 minutes or so. So don't go anywhere. Well, you can go somewhere. Just be back in time for the game. You know what I'm saying. I don't know when to do the pregame. I have a pregame thing set up. I don't know how, when to start it. It's just going over like past. All right, we're gonna do it now. You know what? We're gonna do it right now. All right, so as the two teams are warming up currently, I'll give a little bit of a pregame. And yeah, so last time these two teams matched up, it was September of the 2019 Harvest Invitational Tournament, which game one, it's a best of three series because it was a tournament, so they had to keep the flow of the tournament going. So it was a best of three. Panthers took game number one, 31-29. It went so far into extra innings. It was a play to 21. They went so far into extra innings that it was like a regular match. It ended up taking like 30 minutes, so that was a beautiful matchup. Last time these two teams met up. And then game number two, Panthers blew that one a little out of the water. It was 21-6, and that was the end of both of those two teams. That's as far as those two teams would go whenever it comes to that tournament, as they met in the losers bracket for the consolation prize. I don't remember if it was 5th or 3rd place they were playing for. But either way, they met up in the losers bracket, and that was the end of their journey in the 2019 Harvest Invitational Tournament. Before that, it was October 11th of 2019, where the varsity teams would have matched up, squared up and went at it. Slippery Rock took game number 1, 25-15. Slippery Rock took game number 2, 25-11, and they closed out the series 25-15, sweeping the Huskies in a 3-game best-of-5 series. So, will that happen again tonight? I don't know. Will the Huskies ring claim to their name coming out of the gate? Probably. I don't know. We're to find out. But both rosters looking a little different from last season. Two namely players that I don't see on the court right now due to graduation reasons is Laura Hone and Claire Kyle. Those two players, if you've watched any of the games, very aggressive in their playing style, brought a lot to their two teams, and that's going to be a really big deficit for both teams to come over. But whenever both teams take that big of a loss from both sides, it kind of nullifies itself out. And so we'll see how both teams have formed up in the off season. We weren't sure we were going to have a season due to coronavirus and all that, but here we are. We're going to play some volleyball this evening. There's no crowd in the stand. They don't even have the bleachers set up. It's going to be an interesting one, I must say. It's going to throw the players off a little bit, not having that crowd noise behind them. Will it feel like a real game? Will it feel like a real victory without the cheering? Who's to say? Right now, it's up to the players to decide what's going to happen during the game. And right now, Panthers out there on the court practicing their spiking. We haven't tried service warm-ups yet, so I assume we're going to have quite a long pre-game to try to fill some time in. Panthers a little different. Coming off the IR from last season is Cami Coleman, the libero. She's going to play the back line for the Panthers as well as she can. And she was going to play last season, but she tore her ACL in the basketball season prior, so she sat out the volleyball season last year, and she's back this year to try to bring a bit of positivity to the court. With the loss of Laura Hone on the Panthers side, Cami Coleman's going to make up for that on defense at least, and she's a prominent backline attacker, brings a lot to the table in terms of the Panthers play style. Stuttering over my own words. Not sure what to make of things. I don't have any other notes to go over, so I don't have anything else to fill the time. So we're going to try to think about, I don't know, something. Skimming over the Harvest roster currently, a lot of big names on that roster. Barclay's one of their most prominent prodigies. She plays a very aggressive game for being a younger player. I think she was one of the first junior varsity players that I've seen make like an actual varsity cut, and that was number 5, Leah Barclay. Emily Black back for the action this season. Really aggressive player, brings a lot to the table from the Harvest side of things. Gonna be watching out for her wearing her number 4 in the Harvest jersey. Another player that stands out, Cameron Stevens. I don't know, I just like her name. Every time I see her name on the roster, I think, yes. There's a streamer I watch also with the last name Stevens. That might be why I like her. I don't know. It's just something about it. All the stars kind of align. But Panthers having a few extra names from last season, adding onto the roster. Katrina Eisler coming back up into the mainframe, as the nerds all say on the interwebs. She's one of the shortest out there, but if you've seen Instagram, if you've seen the clips on, I think, Oatmeal Guy, she can block. She's got a little bit of hops on her. She's got her Jordans on. She's out there. She's showing up. She's showing up to the games. That's all you got to do. You got to show up to the games, and you got to play hard. Get in the paint, pucks to the net. That's the main thing hockey's taught me. I don't know. Last season, Huskies had a libero. I don't see her on the roster, but I've never had her name on my own roster, so I don't know if she's playing or not. But I didn't see a red jersey out there. Last season she wore number 1. I do not see her out there. But then again, I don't think the Huskies have warmed up quite yet. Panthers still out there on the court practicing their services, so odds are it's their final 4 minutes of warm-ups. Each team gets 7 minutes to warm up, and then we play well. So normally warm-ups are about 14 minutes, 7 apiece. Panthers typically go 3 or 4 minutes on their spiking warm-ups, then they go to the service warm-ups. Because it's 2 halves of volleyball. If you don't start right with your service, you're not going to go far in terms of points. I don't know what else to go off of for a pregame session, but players to watch out for, my pick of the day, I'd say Emily Black on the Harvest side. And then for the Panthers, as far as they go, I'm feeling Monica DePue. I don't know what it is. I got a gut feeling that it's going to be a big game for her, but I'm not sure. I think it's all going to come down to how Elisa is feeling in the setting position. That's a big part of your game. If your setters aren't feeling it, neither are your spikers, because ball placement's not quite there. Yeah, I don't know when the game's going to start, so I'm just going to keep babbling. Whatever I can find on these papers to talk about, that's what I'm going to do. I prepared all these notes an hour before the game because I didn't know I was doing this until now. But yeah, it's a little lonely being alone with your thoughts, waiting for volleyball to start up. But it do be like it is when it happened. Yeah, buzzer has sounded, and the Harvest team will be warming up. All right, we're going to intermission. I don't have anything else to say that's interesting. So, yeah, yeah. We're gonna go back. I'm gonna throw 5 minutes on the clock, and yeah, I'm gonna go get a drink. Alright, we're not quite there yet. In the meantime, Harvest has just started their service warm-ups, so I will fill the empty broadcast air with the starting lineups. I don't have a definite answer if these are the starting 6 on each side, but I got a pretty big hunch that I'm gonna be right. On the Panthers side, starting number 3, Elisa Armour, number 12, Cassandra Eisler, number 22, Katrina Eisler, number 11, Monica Depew, number 10, Martha Depew, and number 1, Juliana Toth are going to be our starting 6 on the Panthers side of things. And then the libero, Cami Coleman, sporting the number 15 in the white jersey. That's the starting lineup for the Slippery Rock Panthers. Now for the Harvest Huskies, we have number 5, Leah Barclay, number 4, Emily Black, number 14, Princia Gressley, number 7, Kendra Robb, number 2, Cameron Stevens, and number 6, Olivia Morielli. I remember Morielli's last name and how to pronounce it, because last time I said it, I got chewed out. So, there's a little reason for me to keep tabs on that name. Plus, I think it's just fun to say. But as both teams warming up, I might as well... Do I go over the pregame again? I don't... Why not? Alright, last time these two teams met up was at back in September of 2019, whenever they met each other in Day 2 of the Harvest Invitational Tournament in the losers bracket of all places. These two monsters of teams lost not only once but twice during the tournament last season. It's a little hard to believe, but they did match up, and it was a beautiful first game. The game 1, I recommend going on the Oatmeal Guy and finding that game. It was a beautiful matchup, 29-31 being the first game. It went into extra innings so far that they almost considered it a whole nother game. Game 2, on the other hand, the Panthers blew that a little out of the water. It was 6-21. They ended up taking that series 2 games out of 3, because the tournament, they limited the series to 3 games to try to keep it flowing. Before that, it was October 11th of 2019. It was a home game for the Panthers, and Game 1, Slippery Rock got 25, Harvest was at 15. Game 2, Harvest made it to 11, Panthers beat them at 25. And then game number 3 also went to the Panthers at a score of 25-15, rhyming with the first game. So the Panthers took the 5-game sweep, 23 out of 5. Both teams lining up currently. Gonna give their little wave to each other, and they'll disperse. So I'll be running my own scoreboard, as the Harvest one is a little complicated because I think they only have one guy in the booth. So to give the broadcast a little introduction, I'm Gabriel Eisler. I'm going to be your commentator this evening, play-by-play color, whatever you want to call it. I'll be doing all the voice for you. And then on the other side of things, anything camera-wise you see is courtesy of the Harvest broadcasting team. They were kind enough to let me forward this broadcast on the Slippery Rock Sports Network, so thank you, Harvest, for letting me do that. If you didn't, I mean, I was gonna do audio for it, and I was gonna hope one of the players that I sent the camera with recorded the game, and I was just gonna dub over my voice over the game. We're gonna see how well this goes. I'm not entirely sure how these matches will line up, but I do know one thing, that we're going to have a beautiful volleyball game here this evening. And it looks like I'm so proud of myself right now. I don't know how to describe it, but I was right on my lineup predictions. Looks like Princia Gressley will be the one serving us one off to start us up whenever we're ready. We're not quite ready yet. The referee making sure everyone's in their rotation positions before we start play. And yeah, not sure what else to say. I've used up all my material. I guess I'll just continue with my previous pregame talk. Nope, we're going into it. Gressley here with the service, throws that one up and over, kept alive by Monica, but not quite able to grab that one back to the front line. Cassandra diving for it, but not able to get underneath it. So, Harvest up 1-0 early on in the game. They claim the first tally of the series of this best-of-5 matchup here tonight. Gressley here with another service, throwing that one up and over, kept alive by Cami, finding its way forward. Elisa to the back line, gets Monica, and that one will go up and over, controlled by Morielli. Morielli getting this one back from Goldstrom, throws that one up and over. Beautiful block by Madison Goldstrom on that front line. Shuts down Elisa Armour. And we have a 2-0 game on our hands. Gressley here with her third consecutive service. Up, over. Let go, out of bounds, I believe is the call. And indeed it is so. Panthers pick up tally number 1 from a service error from the hands of Gressley. Juliana Toth here with the service. Sending that one up and over. Diving play, but not able to get underneath it was Emily Black. We have a tie ball game at 2 apiece. Juliana Toth here with the service. She's going to throw this one up. Over it goes. Kept alive, Princia able to get that one into the middle. Armour there with a slap into the top part of the net, but not able to get that one past. And we have a Husky lead once again. 3-2 the current score. Morielli in the service position. Going to look for a substitution. Number 11. I think that's Rob. Hang on. Is number 7 on the court? Because if not, I might be Kendra. My heart says that's Kendra Robb, but the papers say otherwise. Nonetheless, it is a Robb sister, so Rob getting one of her 2 services over. And 50% is a passing grade, if you ask me. I don't know about you guys, but if you ask me, 50% is a pretty good passing grade. Cami Coleman here with the service. Throws that one up and over from the back line. Black finds its way forward. Goes off the hand of Barclay into the Panther zone. That one will be dumped off by, I believe that was Elisa Armour. Substitution, Morielli coming back in to play the back line in place of Rob. And Cami Coleman will have another service here. We have a tie ball game at 4 apiece. Cami Coleman with a nice service up and over from the back line. Goes off of Gressley, out of bounds. Panthers take the lead 5-4, and they're picking up steam as we speak. Cami Coleman with yet again another service. Throws that one up and over. Gressley getting a hand on that one. Morielli finding its way into the front line. Stevens with an over-the-shoulder bump. Kept alive by Martha. Monica gets that one over Zulisa, and the Huskies' initial touch not quite there. Panthers go up 6-4. Service by Cami Coleman. Throws this one up and over. Kept alive by Cameron into the middle. Princia finding Barclay. That one will be sent to the Panthers' side. Juliana, Elisa, over towards that right side. Slap comes up and over by Martha. Kept alive by the blocker. I thought I heard a whistle. I was going to get very upset. Some referees don't know what's considered a block and what's considered a touch. And the reason she was able to hit that ball twice is the first touch is considered a block. The second is considered a bump or a touch. You're like both of them. I don't know what the score is. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say it's 7-6. And if the stream says otherwise, we'll go with the stream. Goldstrom here with the serve. Sends that one up and over. Diving play by Katrina. Keeps it alive. Martha into the back line. Cami there to finish that one off. Finds his way Barclay into the middle. Black. Back sets that one over to Cameron. Shot goes over. Kept alive by Juliana. Finding Elisa into the back line. Cami there to finish that one off. To the Huskies side it falls. Morielli finding Barclay over to Black. Slaps that one from the middle. Gets that one over. Kept alive by Monica. Black there. Just shoving that one back down the garbage disposal. That is the Panthers' defense. I didn't mean that as an insult. That's the only metaphor I could come up with. But we got a tie ball game now. 7 apiece. Huskies looking to bring this one back. Madison Goldstrom, number 3 here for the Huskies. Going to serve this one up and over. Juliana finding Elisa. Gets that one left side. Shot goes up, but not able to get past the brick wall. That is Emily Black. So Goldstrom gets yet again another chance to serve this one up. Up and over. From the back line, Katrina finds its way. Martha gets that one right side. Monica there with an over-the-shoulder bump, able to keep that one over to the Husky side. Barclay, Black over to Barclay. Sets that one over top the net. Katrina from the back line finds its way to the middle left side. Attack comes up and over by Monica, I believe. Beautiful tip past the block was Cameron's shot. Martha there on that right side will throw that one a little too hot and heavy. Out of bounds it falls, and the Huskies are up 9-7. So we got a timeout by the Slippery Rock Panthers. We got a 7-9 game on our hands so far. I think my prediction of player to watch on the Harvest side was pretty correct. Emily Black having a beautiful... Sorry, the stream score just popped back up. It says 7-6. How am I so wrong? But we have a 1-point differential. Harvest's in the lead. I believe Coach Good's intention for this timeout was just to stop the momentum and try to give the Panthers a little bit of a breath to take, a little bit of time to gather their surroundings, and try to collect themselves to get back into play here in about 30 seconds. The Harvest team looking very solid, regardless of the absence of Claire Kyle. Claire Kyle was a big part of their game last season. We had a lot of big plays in the tournament last time these two teams played, and they're doing very well without her. Not to demean anything in terms of Claire Kyle's skills, but they've adjusted. That's all I'm going to say about it. They've adjusted. Nice service by the Huskies, able to get that one up and over. Juliana Cami with the secondary from the back line, and the bump over the shoulder by Monica. Black getting out into the middle. Barkley there with the finishing touch. Finds Cami Coleman on the Panthers side. Elisa back over towards that left side. Shot comes up and over by Monica, and will be controlled by the Huskies defense. Cameron with a nice shot across the bow, but Katrina there ready for that one. Dumped off by Elisa Princia, able to get that one forward. Barkley. Cameron with a nice shot, but Cami was ready for that one. The ball hits the ground and is considered a Panther point. We have a tie ball game at 7 apiece. Panthers down, but they kept kicking, and they're back in it now. Elisa Armour here, number 3 in the royal blue with the underhanded service, able to get that one to the back line, kept alive by Goldstrom, finding its way to Cameron, and then finished off by Gressley. Coleman up to Katrina, tipped across, kept alive by Morielli to the Panther side of falls. Martha Katrina back sets that one over towards that left side. Monica with a nice attack into the back line. Gressley hits that one into no man's land, and the Panthers pick up their 8-7 lead. So, Panthers get another shot to serve this one up. Elisa the one to do so. Able to get that one up and over. Kept alive by Gressley. Barclay into the middle. Black with a nice tip off to the Panthers side. Katrina there with a nice dump. Redeflects that one. Catches the Huskies unaware of the situation. And we have a 9-7 game. Panthers serving this one back up. Armory the one to do so into the back line. Goldstrom finding its way forward. Black into the middle. Stevens there with a nice over the shoulder. Cami keeps it alive on the Panthers side. Monica slaps it across. Black grabs it, but she wasn't forward quite enough to make it an effective block. And so it falls down on the Husky side. 10-7 is the score that I'm going to stick with. I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Service up and over, kept alive. Well, if I'm right on that account, I must have been right with my score that was vastly ahead of the Harvest broadcast. I digress. Panthers up 11-9. Service by, I believe that was Armours. I heard a whistle. I thought she stepped on the line, but it does go off the Husky defense and out of bounds. Panthers at 12. Huskies at 9. Harvest Huskies calling a timeout. Very good decision by the coaching staff. Whenever your defense isn't quite as solid as you need it to be coming up against the services, that's whenever you call a timeout. You let one or two go by, see if your team recovers. If they don't, that's whenever you as a coach step in. And kudos to the coaching staff on the Harvest side. Panthers pulling this one away with a little bit of momentum being gained out of the service game. They're taking a page out of the book of the Harvest Junior Varsity squad with superior. It's not really superior serving style, but the Harvest Junior Varsity squad had a very nice service game. Led to a lot of points. It's all about where you place the ball. And I don't know how to say this without making it sound mean, but it's about who you assign as the weakness. Because every volleyball team is a chain. And a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So if the opponent just attacks the weakest link, you gotta score a point. Maybe 2, 3, 4 maybe. A couple more after that if you do it right. But that's how you play volleyball. That's how every team plays volleyball. And it looks like the Panthers playing volleyball. Black getting that one to Barkley. Slaps that one across. Kept alive from the back line. I believe that was Julian on the top of the first touch, but dumped off by Katrina, and that will be point number 13 for the Slippery Rock Panthers. Elisa Armour continuing her service streak. Able to get that one to the back line. Goldstrom finding its way. Barkley. Slap comes across by Emily and is out of bounds. Panthers now at 14. Service by Elisa getting that one up and over. Gressley from the back line finds his way over to Stevens, and she'll bump that one over the shoulder. Elisa finding Katrina off to the right side. Throws that over to the Huskies side, my bad. Elisa throws it up. Katrina not quite able to get enough muster to get that one past the netting, and the Huskies have a little bit of life in their lungs now as they pick up tally number 10. Cameron Stevens, sporting the number 2 in the Husky jersey, going to serve this one up for the Panthers. Or the you know what I mean. That's a flub on my part. I don't know how, but it did. Panther service here. Monica Depew going to be the one to serve it up. Able to get that one up. Hits the netting. Service error for service error. Eye for an eye in this volleyball game. And so we'll move past that and pretend like it never happened. Leah Barkley here going to serve it up. Gets it across the net, but is indeed out of bounds. The varsity game going with the double referee solution to the missed calls. If you have one ref, you might miss a few calls. If you have 2 refs, you're pretty certain to get the net rules at least under control. Yeah. Panther service game proving effective as they're picking up point after point. Harvest a little in a bit of dismay. Elisa finding its way over to Martha. Slaps that one to the back line. Kept alive by Stevens. Barkley getting that one into the middle and sent over by Black. Katrina able to find Cassandra on the right. Throws that one to the back line. Goldstrom forward. Black. Gressley there into the back line of the Panthers. Throws that ball. Martha keeping it alive. Katrina getting that one back to it. I believe that was Monica. It might not have been. No, I was right. All right. Cool. Diving play by Elisa. Cassandra getting that one back into the middle. And finalization by Monica. Throws that to the Huskies side. Morielli gets that one to Black. Kept alive by Monica. Katrina off to the left side. Slap comes over by Juliana. Finds a gap in the defense along the net with a nice cut attack. Juliana Toth picks up point number 18 for the Panthers. And we'll see if Harvest can bring the momentum back their way. Black gets that one over Gressley. Slaps that one into the back line. Kept alive by Martha. Finding Katrina. Gets that one into the back line. Slap comes down by Monica. Out of bounds. And the Huskies pick up tally number 12. Here's Emily Black and sporting number 4 in the Huskies jersey. Up and over it goes. Able to find its way into the hands of Monica. Dumped off by Katrina. Diving play by Gressley. Not able to grab it in time. And Slippery Rock now at 19. 6 points away from closing out game number 1 in this best of 5 series. And we have a substitution. Kendra Robb making an appearance on the court to play the front line. I wasn't sure if she was playing or not. But here we are, pleasantly surprised. Emily Black getting that one forward. Dumped off by Elisa, and I cannot believe that Black got underneath that. Wasn't quite the position that she wanted it to be, but she got underneath it nonetheless, which is quite impressive reaction time. Panthers up 20-12. Service by Katrina, gets that one up and over, kept alive by Black, throws that one a little wide and a little out of bounds, and that's where it remains. Panthers now at 21. Timeout by the Harvest Huskies. We got a little bit of time to fill, so I don't know. Harvest, just state the elephants in the room. Harvest's receiving team, I think they're just in their own heads. I say that a lot, but volleyball is a mental sport. Whenever your mind is elsewhere, whenever you're thinking, wow, I don't know how I'm going to defend this, you get in your own head. It's like goaltending in sports. That's something I can relate to, so I can, lament on it a little bit farther. Whenever your thoughts aren't on, I'm going to do this, and it's more worrying about, what if I don't do this? That's whenever you make the mistake. Whenever you don't worry about, what's going to happen if I mess up? That's whenever you're in the mind. That's called the game zone. Once you're in the game zone, you're good to go. But whenever you're out of the game zone and you're thinking about, if I mess this up, this is going to happen. That's when you're out of the game zone. You want to be in the game zone. You gotta think, all right, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna full send it. I'm gonna throw this ball in this position. Then you just have that mindset that you are going to do it, not think about all the what ifs. So if Harvest can get in the game zone, they can bring this one back. I fully believe it. Service up and over. Diving play from the back line. Not quite able to get underneath it in time. Katrina Eisler with a beautiful service from the Panther side. There's not much else you can do about that. Finds a gap and will have a very close trimmed service. Just tried to trim it a little closer, but hits the net in the process, and that's a service error. Kendra Robb with her debut service, able to send this one up and soaring. Cassandra Eisler on the other side, controlling that one, finds Elisa back over to Cassandra, slaps that one across with a stick of butter, but sizzles it a little too hard and a little too long. Harvest pick up tally number 14. Kendra Robb here, going to serve this one up. Sporting number 7 in the Husky jersey. Throws that one up and over. Cassandra with a receiving touch, finding Elisa back line attack from Cammie. Find its way up and over. Barclay finding its way forward. Morielli then to Black, slapped over. Out of bounds was the attack from Goldstrom. My bad, that wasn't Emily. So Panthers 2 points away from closing out game number 1. And Juliana Toth will be the one to serve this one up. Service down the middle. Kept alive. Morielli gets that one across to Goldstrom, and that one will be sent to the Panthers side. Nice attack by Monica. Able to get that one, skip it across the defense, and will claim match points. Well, they're at match point now. That's point number 24. You get the gist of it. Slippery Rock 24, Harvest at 14. Harvest at a 10-point deficit, but game's not over until the 25th point is scored, and then if there's extra innings, you know, it's win by 2 at that point. Nonetheless, Goldstrom there with a nice finishing touch. Katrina finding its way to Elisa. Cassandra with a slap across, kept alive from the back line. Barclay the one. Then Morielli to finish that one off. Elisa gets that one back over to Monica. Tips that one past the block. Cameron. Oh, Morielli. Oh, Cameron not quite able to get underneath it in time. And that's going to be it for game number 1. Panthers take home the first game of this best-of-5 series, 25-14. And we'll take a 3-minute recess. I don't know. Something like that. But the Panthers coming out of the gate hard, getting into the paint, getting what they need done. Harvest, they might take some time to warm up. Maybe game number 2 is going to be a Harvest game. Who's to say? That much and more at 11. I don't know. It's only like, it's not that late. But Harvest, if they're going to come out, they're going to have to come out hard. The first 8 services is going to set the pace for the whole game. I'm calling it now. That's the caster's curse. It's not going to happen because now I've said it. If you're not familiar with the caster's curse, whatever the broadcaster says, the opposite happens. I'm going to say the first 8 services, whoever gets the majority out of that's going to win this next game. I do want to write down what the score of that game was. But yeah, Panthers in their huddle, feeling pretty good about themselves right now. Harvest, on the other hand, a lot of people say losing is a better learning experience than winning. But it's really demoralizing, not going to lie. So Harvest is probably, their morale is probably a little bit low, but if it just takes one player, one spark to get a fire going, you know. And maybe Harvest has it. It's tough to say. I'm not there in person. I'm here in the comforts of my own home. Any video that you see on this broadcast is brought to you by the Harvest broadcasting team. So thanks to them for letting me use this. Yeah. So Panthers, in comparison to last matchup, don't have Laura Hone. They're getting along pretty alright. They're not as dominant as they would be with Laura, I think. I'm going to throw that information out there. Because Laura brought a lot to the table. But Harvest also trying to get along without Claire Kyle. Both teams having like key players not in the game tonight. The Panthers looks like they've just adjusted a little bit better than the Huskies. But you never know. They might make me eat my words. Now that I've said it, the caster's curse, remember? Yeah. I think the no crowd noise might be getting to Harvest a little bit. A lot of home games, whenever you don't have a crowd, really affects the players when they're out there. Because you score a point, you get a couple yas, a couple woos. That's all from the bench. When there's people in the building, watching the game, they're cheering you on. That's whenever you can really feel the atmosphere. That's what builds the atmosphere. Without the crowd, the sport's really uninteresting, not gonna lie. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying to build the hype up, but I don't know how well I'm doing. So, it is that. Both teams still in their huddle. They're getting little pep talks from their teams. The buzzer has sounded, and I believe we're gonna get ready to jump right back into the action. Yeah. Right now, both teams, we're going to see how the first 8 services go. I've made my prediction. You at home have made yours as well. Maybe. I don't know. Teams won't change sides due to the virus and all that jazz. You're well aware of that from the preseason tournament if you watched any of it. Yeah. So, referee, make sure everyone's in their starting positions before we start this race. That is game number 2. And it looks like Juliana Toth will be the one serving this one up. Maybe? Yes, it's Juliana Toth here with the ball currently. She'll serve it up for Slippery Rock, able to get that one up and over. Barkley finding its way forward. Gressley off to the left side. Goldstrom claims point number 1, just like game 1. The only difference is this wasn't a service. But no, that was Gressley with... Alright, I'm remembering. This is the first time I've actually remembered something that I've said that is wrong. Gressley started off the service, and Gressley will start off the service now. She had a nice service streak in game number 1. Let's see if she can do the same here in game 2. Elisa finding its way off to the left side. Nice shot comes over by the Panthers. Barkley keeps it alive. Stevens to Black. We'll finish that one off. Katrina finding its way to Elisa off to the right side. Cassandra with a nice boomer. Lands out of bounds. And the Harvest Huskies are up 2-0. And see Gressley here with the service. Able to send that one up and over. From the back line, Katrina finds Elisa. And Monica Depew with a nice shot. Barkley sends it back to the Panthers side. Cassandra gets it up into the air. And Elisa with a nice shot into the back line. Barkley with the first touch. Black with the secondary. Stevens with the secondary. Morielli to finish that one off. Cami Coleman with the back line sets. Gets that one up and over. Black with the first touch. Gressley gets that one forward. Stevens with a nice windmill attack. Just out of bounds. And the Panthers pick up their first tally of game number 2. You can't get much closer than that. That was beautiful form. Every step of the way. But marker was just a little off. Service by Coleman in the net. 3-1, just like game 1. Coming on to serve this one up is Morielli. I'm not sure if she was off the court prior, but she's here now, regardless of past events. Morielli with a nice service. Gets that one up. Hits the top of the net and barely makes it over, but it does indeed. Spike comes up and across by Depew. Stevens with a nice roundabout. This time hits the defense and will go careening into the wall. And the first shot was a warning shot from Stevens off that left wing. But now it's personal. Olivia Morielli here with the service. Sends this one up. Floats this one over. Line violation is called. Not sure how valid that is, but that's what the near side referee has dictated. And so, it will be so. Service by Elisa Armour. Gets that one up and over. Gressley getting that one into the middle, and the over-the-shoulder bump clears it across the net. Cami Coleman throws it over. Out of bounds is the call. Inbounds is the call. Near side referee said it was the Huskies' point. But nonetheless, it was the Panthers. He's throwing me curveballs. Service by Elise Arman to the back line. Kept alive by Morielli. Kept alive might not be the right word, as I think I might have been out of bounds, but when you're in the shoes of the player, you really don't know. So, Panthers will serve this one up yet again. Now, my prediction is invalid. The caster's curse is rung true. No team's in the lead currently, and it's 8 services into the game. I should have said 9. Stevens with a nice receiving touch, throws it to a teammate, which is in perfect position for an attack. Panthers a little bit they're out of position. Harvest up 5-4. Madison Goldstrom with the service. Gets this one up. Over it goes into the back lane. Juliana Toth finds his way to Katrina, and then Monica to finish it off. Goldstrom finding his way to Barclay. Finishing that was Emily Black, getting a little too behind that one. And the Panthers will have a tie ball game on their hands, 5 apiece. This game's it's kind of the same as game 1. Not quite. Momentum's very back and forth. I'm not sure what's transcribing out there on the court currently. But it does seem at certain rotation points, the Huskies defense is a little bit, for a lack of better vocabulary, unorganized. Gressler getting a hand on that one. Black able to get that one into the middle. Morielli with a bump. Not quite able to get that one past the netting. Slippery Rock at 7. Harvest at 5. Timeout by the Harvest Huskies. We have a 2-point differential. Right now, Panthers playing solid defense. Whenever you have a solid defense, that transfers into a solid offense. Because what starts a play is the first touch. You have a solid defense, gets that one to the second touch. Most of the time, it's the setter. And if the setter's comfortable in their position, that's whenever good sets come out. And whenever good sets come out, that leads into a good spike. So the best defense in the terms of volleyball is a good offense. Some people say it the other way around, but without a good defense, you have no foundation for a play. I should slow down how fast I speak during the timeouts, because that's all the more I have to say. But in terms of game 2, Harvest coming out a little bit more confident. They seemed more prominent than they were in game 1. At least the tail end. They started off game 1 very strong. I don't know what happened out there on the court. It might have been a mindset thing. It might have been a rotation thing. I'm not sure. But Harvest having a little bit of a weak end game on game number 1. They will remember that coming into game 2. And we'll see if they can adjust. Slippery Rock up 8-5. Here's a service from Monica. Able to get that one up and over. Stevens back to the Panthers side. Katrina dumps that one off. Diving play by Gressler. Morielli after it, but not able to grab it. And the Panthers will have tally number 9. Monica Depew here in the royal blue jersey, sporting number 11. Service up and over. A little bit too much mustard on that one, and that one lands out of bounds. We have a 6-9 game on our hands, and Cameron Stevens here to serve this one up. Service line drive short side. Juliana Toth keeps that one alive, finding its way to Katrina. Back to Juliana. Blocked up by Black to the Panthers side. Slap comes over by Martha. On her knees was Goldstrom. Stevens there with the finalization. Cami Coleman from the back line, finding Katrina off to the left side, finding Juliana. I think that was Juliana. Yes. Barkley. Black hits the net, falls down. Katrina might have had a block on that one, but I'm going to give credit to the net. Panthers now at 10. 4-point lead for the Slippery Rock Panthers. Here's Martha Depew with the service for the girls in blue. Overhanded service, able to get that one down the middle. Kept alive by Barclay on the side, and Black to finish it off. Monica, Katrina, over to Cassandra on the right. Slapped a little bit too heavy on the hit. Not so much on the accuracy, and that one falls down short of the net. Barclay here with the service for the Harvest Huskies, sporting number 5 in the Huskies white. Service up and over. Monica getting a hand on that one. Tipped pass was the hand of Katrina, but she's going to be caught in the net, and the Huskies are now at 8. Leah Barkley here with the service, sending that one up and over. Diving play by Monica, keeps that one alive. Katrina back to Monica, sets that one over top the net. Cameron finding its way. Morielli dumped off by Black and will score out of the gate. 1 point is the difference now. Huskies back in this one. Lively as ever. Leah Barkley here with the service. Setting that one up and over. Cassandra getting a hand on that one, sends back over. Morielli into the middle. Black with that finalization. Cami finding his way forward. Katrina getting that one off to her left side, our near side. Juliana to finish it off. Barkley near side. Able to get that one up, but not quite able to make that one over. Panthers now at 11. We got a 9-11 game. 11 serving 9. Katrina Eisler with the 22 on the back of her jersey here to serve this one up. Line drive into the netting, and we have a 1-point differential yet again. Huskies down, but it's only by 1. Emily Black serving this one up. Over it goes. Very nice, closely trimmed overhanded service. Will be unreturned from the Harvest side. And the Panthers pick up point number 12. Juliana Toth here with the service for the Panthers. 2 points is the difference. Service up and over. Kept alive by Barclay finding Gressley. And then the finalization by Goldstrom. Diving on her knees was Juliana. Elisa getting that one left side. Shot comes up and over by, I believe that was Monica. Shot by Goldstrom, Katrina, then to Cassandra, and that one goes over, but is indeed out of bounds, and we have a 1-point difference once again. Princia Gressley here with a service, sporting number 14 in the Harvest White. Service deep in the Panthers zone, kept alive by Juliana to the front line, able to find its way Elisa, but Emily Black there, or Madison Goldstrom there, dumps that one off, and we have a tie ball game here tonight. It does feel a little weird not hearing any cheering apart from the teams and their coaching staff. But we'll move past that. Princia Gressley here, starting this one up and over, deep into the Panthers zone. Not sure if it was going to be in or out of bounds. Juliana plays it. Cami Coleman with a backline attack. Gets that one to Barclay. Morielli into the middle. Goldstrom tries to hit that one over the net, but not quite able to get enough mustard on that hot dog to get that one past go. Panthers up 13-12. Cassandra Eisler here going to serve this one up for the Panthers. Service up and over from the back line. Gressley able to find its way forward. Morielli to Goldstrom. To the back line. Cassandra with a die spinning play. I don't know how that tipping battle happened. One was backwards. It's volleyball. Nice cut attack. Diving play by Cameron. Not able to get underneath it. And the Panthers up 14-12. Panthers building momentum. Harvest trying to take it away. That's the story of the series so far. Cassandra Eisler here with the service. Sending this one up and over, deep into the middle. Gressley forward. Morielli off to the left side. Slap comes up and over. Nice windmill attack by Stevens, but not able to aim that one quite right. And the Panthers pick up point number 15. Substitution will be called. Looks like Morielli will be taking a seat on the bench, and taking her spot is the younger Rob sister, Ayla, A-I-L-A-Y. Ayla. Ayla? I'm going to say Ayla. Panther service out of bounds. Huskies now at 13. Service by Rob. As long as the other one's not on the court, I'll just use her last name. It's better for everybody. Rob service not quite over the net, so the Panthers will pick up point number 16. Getting a little bit of a cushion. We'll see if they sit back or if they just press onward. Ellie Henrichs making her debut here this evening. Number 0 on the front line for the Panthers. Rob getting a hand on that one. Secondary by, I believe that was Black. And Stevens with that third touch. Will not get that one past the netting. I don't think she knew that was the third touch, so you can't really fault her for that one. It was a beautiful pass if it was the second touch. You have a double substitution. It looks like Cameron Stevens will be taking a seat on the bench, and Kendra Robb coming on to play the front line in her place. I missed the other two players. That is my bad. They're kind of out of frame. 13-17 is the score. Panthers up to the back line. Black able to get that one forward. Kendra there to finish that one off. Hendricks off that left side will come out with the attack. Kendra keeping that one alive, finding its way Barkley. Then the finishing touch was Goldstrom. Inbounds is the call, and that was a beautiful spike by number 3 in white. Brings that lead, brings the point differential down to 3. But Madison Goldstrom will be here to serve this one up for the Harvest Huskies. So into the Panther zone, kept alive. The diving play by Juliana. Cami there to finish that one over to the Husky side. Dumped off by Barkley. Martha finding its way to Hendricks, and the finalizer from that left side was Monica. Was unreturned, and so the Panthers pick up tally number 18. Monica Depew here, going to serve this one up for the Slippery Rock Panthers. With the overhanded approach, able to get that one to the back line. Barkley into the middle. Black with a nice attack, kept alive by Coleman. Hendricks able to get that one to the back line, and it looks like, I believe that was Armour with the finalizer? Yes. Service by the Panthers, up and over. Hendricks there with that finishing touch. Barkley finding Black off to the left side. Kendra there with that left-handed attack. Gets that one across the netting. Hendricks and Martha with a nice approach. But Morielli there to dig that one up. But the dump off was not quite there by Barkley. I don't know if I need glasses or what's happening here, but it looks a little fuzzy to me. Presley getting a hit on that one. I think the third touch does, in fact, go over from Goldstrom from the back line. Barkley finding Black. Off to the left side. We'll go over to the Panthers side. Martha throwing it back to the Husky side. Diving play by Morielli. Not able to get underneath it in time. And I don't think that was really Morielli's fault. She's from the back line. There's plenty of players around. But the miscommunication is present. But we have a 14-21... We have a 14-21 game. A timeout by the Harvest Huskies. They're looking for momentum to get back into this game. And timeout's the place to do it. All the momentum's reset. All the players can get out there and focus on what needs done this play. Not what needs done next play, but what needs done right now. Get hungry after it. If 2 players go for the ball, you know, worst case scenario, you just drop the shoulder and take the other player out. You know, that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, yeah, you get the ball. Yeah, don't be afraid to take a hit. It's not hockey. And again, they don't have pads on. But at the same time, you're not going Mach 5 into another player. Well, it looks like both teams ready to get back into the action. Panthers have a little bit of a lead. Harvest at the point limit from last game. Last game ended at 25-14. We'll see if they can get a little bit closer to a victory this time around. Shot comes out by Martha. Out of bounds is the call. Harvest is now at 15. Kendra Robb here going to serve this one up. Sporting number 7 in the Harvest jersey. Slaps this one up and across with a stick of butter. Cami Coleman finding its way to Hendricks. Gets that one back line to Elisa. Sent up and across. Gressley with a nice diving play. Juliana finding its way Hendricks, and then to Cami to the back line. Kept alive. I don't see the number. Black there with the finishing touch is out of bounds as it crosses the line. Panthers pick up tally number 22. Martha Depew going to serve this one up. Service deep into the Huskies zone. Diving play by Morielli sends it back to the Panther side. Cassandra with the first. Monica with the secondary. And I think that was Elisa with the finalization. Now it's Juliana Toth on the left side. Able to take that one past the block. And Kendra Robb not quite able to get there in time. Panthers now at 23. Harvest at 15. Panthers inching closer to a victory. Whenever it becomes match point, that's whenever the tensions get high. Martha DePew here going to serve this one up, sporting the number 10 in the royal blue. Able to get that one up and over. Gressley with the first touch. Secondary by Barclay. Back over to Gressley. Slaps that one up and across from the back line. Elisa finding Henriksen to Monica. Tips that one past. Barclay Black. Inbounds. Beautiful play by Emily Barclay. Snaps that one in like it's a Kit Kat. You know, because you snap it, you get it. Harvard's building momentum out of this. They're going to see if they can bring this one back. I have full faith that they can. Barclay with a nice service, able to get that one up and over. Hendricks able to find its way right side. Slap comes over, out of bounds, let go, and Harvest will pick up point number 17. Leia Barclay here with the service, sporting the number 5 in the Husky jersey. Able to get that one up and over. Cassandra back over to the Huskies side. Morielli to Gressley, and the finalizer by Black. Beautiful cut attack, or not cut attack, but a beautiful spike by Juliana Toth off that left wing, and that will make it match point Panthers. 24-17 the current score. Trina Eisler comes in to play the back line in place of Juliana Toth. Emily Black into the middle. Gressley there over the shoulder bump, finds his way back. Cami over to Elisa. Diving play by Gressley keeps that one alive. Cami to Elisa off to the left side. Slap comes up and over. Kept alive from the back line. Morielli finds Black. Shot comes over. Off the Panther defense and out of bounds. Huskies have their final home defense. We are late in game number 2. Panthers looking at match point, but Harvest giving it their all out there on the court. They're not going to go down without a fight. They're at 18. I told you, I'm pretty sure they can bring this one back. It's not over until the final point is made. Emily Black able to get that one backside of the Panthers. Elisa throws that one into the middle, and the Panthers choke on that one. And Harvest pick up point number 19. 5 points away from tying this series, or this game back up. Emily Black here going to serve this one up. Is that one up? Over. Out of bounds. And that will be the end of game number 2. 25-19 is the final score of game 2. And we will move into game number 3. Right now the series is a little lopsided. Panthers having 2 games to none. Sorry, I was just jotting down the score. But right now, Panthers up in the series 2 games to none. And yeah, Panthers have a lot of the momentum going, but Harvest late in that second game were coming back. They had a lot of gumption in their game, and I think that coming into game number 3, they're going to try to carry that over, and they're going to try to apply it. How it's going to work out, we're going to see what happens here shortly. I don't have a timer to throw up on the scoreboard. But normally it's 3 minutes in between games. Teams will not be switching sides due to germs, coronavirus, the pandemic, and such like that. Yeah. Right now, Slippery Rock they just have the edge. You know, if Harvest gets into the game zone, that's whenever the getting will be good, as they say. But yeah, I've said all of my points at least 6 times over, and you're probably sick of hearing them at this point. So I don't know what else to say. Harvest coming out of game number 2, looking pretty good. The addition of Kendra Robb, I feel like, was a very positive influence. I don't know what to say. I like Kendra as a player. She's very solid. I feel like she has a lot of confidence, but I don't know why she's on the bench. I'm going to be honest with you. At least she was on the bench for game number 1. Her sister got to come in, Aaliyah Robb, I think is how you pronounce her name. But yeah, I don't have anything else to fill this intermission with. So how's it going? I don't know what else to say. I'm here in the comforts of my own home, in case you haven't noticed. They are not permitting fans in this game, so it's kind of weird for me. I'm just going off of what you guys see here at home, and it's weird. I don't know how people can do this in their basement. a lot of commentators, this is how they start. They just do a regular professional game with their notes sprawled out like this. It's weird. I don't know. I'm used to having my hand in this position for hours on end. And it's just, I don't know what it is. It's odd. But yeah, if we can, I don't know. It's difficult. The two teams have a past. A lot of the times whenever Harvest and the Harvest and Slippery Rock match up, it's a battle of the crowds. A lot of the time, who can be louder? Who can have the best cheers? Such like that. But we don't have that this game. I don't know if these two teams are going to be matching up again on the Panthers turf, where there will be a crowd. I'm just not sure. We are going to have a tournament. I don't know which teams are invited to that as Slippery Rock, nor when that will be. I think it's the last Friday and Saturday of October. Will be a tournament held. I don't know which teams are in it, so I won't disclose any extra information, or even if there will be a tournament. It is just an illusion. But it looks like we're ready to get rocking and rolling here in game number 3. Panthers lead the series 2-0. Gressley here with that service for Harvest. Coleman able to find Elisa on that front line. Barclay able to get the receiving touch, finding its way over to Morielli, then to Goldstrom. That can't quite clear the net. Panthers gain point number 1. It's a 1-0 game. Service here up and over. Oh, let me catch up mentally. Spike was out of bounds by, I believe that was Stevens. So the Panthers are up 2-0. All right, I'm in the game zone. I'm back in it. Service up over by Juliana Toth, out of bounds, and the Huskies will pick up their first tally of the match. Olivia Morielli here, sporting the number 6 in the Husky jersey. Going to serve this one up. Able to get that one up and over. Monica able to find its way to Elisa. Back over to Monica. Slaps that one, but blocked away by Madison Goldstrom. And the crowd is mildly impressed. I don't know. I don't have any game audio, so I'm just assuming that's what it is. But yeah. Service by, I believe that was Morielli. Able to get that one up and over. Barkley with a nice dump off. Monica ready for that one. Elisa back over to Monica. Will clear that one to the Huskies side. Stevens into the middle, over the shoulder bump by Goldstrom will finish off that play. Katrina finding its way into the middle. Elisa to Cassandra, slapped across, and is indeed out of bounds. So Huskies looking to gain a little bit of momentum here, keeping the game close here early on, as I like to call it, during the first 8 services of the game. That's where the momentum is based. Slap comes over by Karen Stevens, but not quite able to clear the netting on that one. We have a 3-all game. And just watch, it's going to be 4-4 because I've said something about momentum in 8 services. Cami Coleman able to send that one up and over. Gressley able to get a hand on that one. Morielli there to send that one to the Panthers side. Martha back over to Monica. Slaps from the left side, kept alive by Stevens into the middle. Goldstrom there to dump that one off. Diving play by Coleman keeps this one going. Stevens, Barclay, back over to Stevens, sends that one to the back line. Katrina there ready for that one. Elisa back sets over to Martha, and that one will slap up and across the net. Stevens with the first touch. Barclay not able to get that one up into the air for her teammates, and the Panthers will pick up point number 4 in this 4-3 match. Service by Cami Coleman, able to send that one into the back line, kept alive by Stevens, and then Mark Goldstrom to finish that one off. Tipped across. Nice tip by Monica, able to finish that to the Husky side, Gressley to the Panthers. Monica off that left side will find the attack, kept alive by Barclay, and then the blocked away by Elisa, and that will lead to the Panthers' 5th point of the match. And for the first time today, I'm not wrong. 8 services into the game, Panthers have a 5-3 lead. I'm just happy it's not tied. Gressley able to get that one forward. Barclay able to send that one up into the air. Goldstrom's service or spike was blocked by Elisa Armour. Off to the right side. Spike comes over by Monica. My head is in a haze. Where's my Mountain Dew? That'll help me out. Harvest pick up point number 4 as Martha's spike was out of bounds. Service by Goldstrom up and over. Pretty sure that's Goldstrom in the back line. Yeah, Barclay into the middle. Black with a nice mustard attack. But the Panthers let that one go out of bounds. Panthers up 6-4. Service by Elisa Armour. Nice low cut, underhanded service received by Stevens, and then Goldstrom to finish that one off. Tip comes over by Monica, but not able to get enough forward force on that one to get that one across the net. It was a beautiful decision, but not so much on the execution. 5-6 the current score. Panthers up by 1. Cameron Stevens there with that service, able to get that one up and over. I'm a little behind. My mental game's just not there. I'm sorry about this. Gressley able to get that one into the middle. Barclay able to get that one back over to Gressley. Slaps house one up and across. Diving play by Elisa, finding Katrina, and then to Monica. From the back line, Stevens finds Barclay into the middle. Black with a nice heater, able to find its way into the hands of Coleman, where she'll control that one up to Katrina off to the right side. Tip comes across by Martha and will be out of bounds yet again. Tie ball game, 6 apiece. I can get used to this. Cameron Stevens with the service for the Huskies, able to send that one up and over. Coleman with the receiving touch, finds Katrina into the back line. Coleman there with the attack, hits the netting, and that will forfeit the lead over to the Huskies side as it is a 7-6 game currently. Service by Stevens, able to get that one up and over. Coleman there receiving that one. Katrina over towards that left side. Slap comes up and over by, I believe that was Martha. Barclay with a dump, hits the top of the net. Black not quite able to adjust in time, and we have a 7-all ball game tied up yet again. Service up and over. I hear an echo somewhere, and I'm not sure where it's at. I just now noticed it. Barclay into the middle. Gressley with a beautiful attack, claims point number 8 for the Harvest Huskies, and that'll build a little bit of momentum here this evening. She'll tie her shoe. I'm going to find out where that is. Hang on, bear with me. I don't know where it is. And that is frustrating, to say the least. Gressley able to get that one forward. Over the shoulder bump by Black. Monica controlling that one, finding its way into the hands of, I believe that was Juliana Tothman. A very nice attack. Able to pick up tally number 8 for the Panthers and ties this one up. Once again, I don't think I've said that quite enough this time, this series. So I'm probably gonna say it at least 3 or 4 more times before this game's over. Morielli into the middle. Black able to finish that one off. Controlled by. Anytime the camera moves, I lose track of where the numbers are. Cassandra with a nice tip, but I think she was caught in the net. And so, Harvest pick up point number 9. Emily Black here serving this one up, able to get that one up and over. Diving play by Julian on the top, finds Katrina into the left side. Elisa Armour with a nice attack, gets that one up and over to the net. Gressley here on that left side will slap this one across. Katrina getting a touch on that one. Monica with the secondary. But it looks like Juliana not quite able to get that one past the defense. Very nice block by the Huskies. Emily Black here with the service. Line drive to center field goes off of. I want to say that was the forehead of Monica DePue, but I'm not gonna throw my hat into the ring quite yet. I totally could have a replay system. If this goes to a game 4, I'm gonna see if I can set up a replay system. Harvest just coming out of the gate, just fireball after fireball of a service from Emily Black, claiming victim after victim. Panthers not sure how to answer this phone call. Here's another one. Ready or not. Gressley able to get that one forward. Morelli back to Gressley. Slaps that one up and across. Diving play by Coleman. Finds Katrina on the front line. Off to the left side. Julian on top with a nice slapper. Gets that one up and across. Stevens ready for that one. Morelli to the back line. Barkley there with the side arm. Able to send it to the Panther side. Julian with first. Katrina with the second. Cassandra not able to get there as the pass was a little misplaced. We have a 13-8 game. Emily Black here with the service. Sends this one up and over. Getting a hand on that one was Monica. Hits the ceiling, comes down. Elisa there to dig that one out of the gutters. Morelli able to find his way to Goldstrom. From the back line, Coleman finds its way to Katrina, and then the sidearm from Juliana will save that play. Morelli across the crease. Gressley able to finish that one off. Nice dump off by Madison Goldstrom. Will claim their 14th tally of the match. Timeout by the Slippery Rock Panthers. And I'm going to try to figure out what exactly is causing that echo, because it is driving me mad. And so I'm not going to let you see my desktop as I do it, because there's things on there that I don't really, care for people to see. Panthers having a real nice go of things right now. They're a little down in the dumps, but it all comes down to service game. Yeah, the Panthers just need to... Oh my gosh.
Taking a brief intermission. Huskies volleyball. As you can see, the girls are rather excited. As you can see, the girls are rather jumping out of their skin. They're almost jumping out of their skin. Kind of picture because they're very serious. Because they're very serious. Slippery rock. Opponents. Slippery rock.
So the Panthers, he's got to tighten up their defense. I don't know what's up with my voice. I really don't. But the Panthers just looking to, just tighten up their defense a little bit. Panthers are having the same problem that the Huskies had during game 1 and 2, where the Panthers would have a little bit of a service streak going, and they just wouldn't have an answer. Panthers got to tighten it up, support one another. It's a supportive game. If you don't have a team around you, it's a lot harder to play. Let me throw that fact at you. And yet again, another service unreturned from the Harvest Huskies. Making it a 15-8 game. Emily Black proving her worth in the backfield. Service after service. Emily able to get that one up and over. Juliana Katrina dumps that one off. Gressley keeps that one alive. Morelli back over to Gressley. Slaps that one up and over. Monica finding Katrina. Getting that one left side. Juliana with a nice attack. Kept alive by Goldstrom. I thought I heard a whistle. But we're going to play on. Cassandra there with a nice tip. Gets that one past Gressley. We'll send that back to the Panther side. Dumped off by Katrina Eisler. And she will find a gap in the Husky defense and will pick that pocket for all it is worth. Service not quite up to snuff to get that one past the netting. And that will go down uncontested. Service by Gressley, able to get this one up and over. Release it to Cassandra. Slaps that one across. Kept alive by Barkley. Gressley able to get that one left side. Stevens with a nice attack. Beautiful form all around. Dumped off and scores as Madison Goldstrom up against the netting. 17-9. Huskies trying to pull this one their way. Goldstrom there sending that one up and over. Kept alive by Monica. But Goldstrom there, yet again, a brick wall on the Huskies side of things. We'll send that one back over. 18-9 the current score. Here's Gressley with the service. Up over, goes off of Monica. Cassandra there with the sidearm. Gets that one up and over the netting and will claim tally number 10 for the Slippery Rock Panthers. Alright, I think I have some form of a replay system. We're to see how this goes, alright? Service up and over. Kept alive by Barkley into the front line. Able to find Morielli. Diving play. Not able to get underneath it in time. The Panthers go up 11-18. Sorry I missed a few services. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Gressley with a nice diving play. Stevens getting a hand on that one. And the finalization by Goldstrom. Panthers looking to return this one back over. Cassandra with a boomer. Claps that one into the ground. And will claim tally number 12. Juliana Toth there with that service. Diving play by Gressley. Returns it, but is out of bounds. I hit the A button. Sorry. That resets the score on my keyboard.
Hey, Mark.
We got a 13-18 game. Timeout is called. That might give me some. Give me a chance to set this up.
And it was soul destroying. I lost my job at the orange juice factory. I lost my job at the orange juice factory. Couldn't concentrate. I'm working at the recycling plant again. The cans though. Recycling plant again. So depressing. Cans though. So depressing.
Red. If I knew I was doing this, I would have set this up earlier. Normally, I don't have any extra hands to use during a broadcast, so I don't really worry about it. But now we have a replay system.
My brother.
All right, we're gonna see how this goes. I'm a little excited to try this out. It's a new toy for me.
Took too many hours off.
But right now, Harvest is up 18-13 in game number 3. Harvest need to win a game to stay in the series. Panthers looking to close out the night. JV's games went very well for the Slippery Rock Panthers. 25-14 was the first game. Second game was 25-19. No, that's varsity. My bad. Game number 1 was 25-14 Panthers, and game number 2 was 25-20, also Panthers. 2-game sweep. Goldstrom there sending that to the Panthers side. Cassandra getting that one forward. Elisa there with a dump off. Kept alive. And down it goes. That's pretty neat, right? That's pretty neat, right? All right. Service up and over by, I think that was Morielli. Stevens able to get that one over to Barkley. Dumped off. Kept alive by... that's Monica. Nice, beautiful destruction out there on the line. I believe that was Goldstrom that just dumped that one right back into the Panthers' face. What a beautiful play that was. Service up and over. Monica able to get a hand on that one. Whistle is blown. Say line violation on that one. Panthers are now at 14. 14-20. Huskies, 5 points away from closing out game number 3. And here's Cami Coleman with the service. Able to get that one up and over. Cameron Stevens able to get a hand on that one. Dumped off by Armour. Kept alive by the Huskies, but not quite able to get there in time. And the Panthers will pick up point number 15. Cami Coleman here with the service. Gets that one up and over. Kept alive by Gressley. Able to get that one forward. Barkley able to find his way into the back line. Gressley there with a nice over-the-shoulder bump. Gets that one into the air. Armour finds Coleman on that back line. And they'll play a little bit of ping pong, a little too fast for me to explain what's going on. But Martha with that final touch hits that netting and will come down, and we have a 21-15 game on our hands. And I need to keybind something for the transition button. It'll make my life a little bit easier. Service able to get that one up and over. Katrina from the back line finding its way to Elisa. Then the finalizer by, I believe that was Martha Depew. Stevens able to get that secondary, and the finalization by Black into the back line. Coleman there receiving that one, finding its way to Armour, and then Martha there to finish that one off. Stevens on that left side looking for the attack, able to get that one up, but is knocked just enough over the netting to claim a point for the Harvest Huskies. Madison Goldstrom here with the service, number 3 in the Husky jersey. Able to get that one up and over. Thrown back to the Huskies side. Here's Barkley with the set. Black there with a tip, but not enough to get that one past Armour. And that one comes down Panther point. Substitution will be called. It looks like Goldstrom is going to take a seat on the bench. And the one coming on, I did not see a number. She was out of frame. Service up and over deep. And that one is out of bounds. Who's number 10? Emily Morrison making her debut on that back line. Stevens there with that service, able to get that one up and over. Coleman able to find Katrina over towards that right side. Slap comes over with a cut attack attempt, but not able to get that one past the netting. Match point for the Harvest Huskies here in game number 3. 1 point away from throwing this into a 4-game series. Cameron Stevens going to serve this one up, scoring the number 2 in the Harvest jersey. Sends that one up, over. Looks like Monica's going to get a hit on that one, but lands out of bounds. And we have a game number 4 coming here shortly. Harvest coming out of the gate, hot and heavy. Just looking to take it to the house. They proved their worth momentum-wise. They had a lot of momentum built up in game number 2, and they let that transpire into the game that we just witnessed. I thought I heard my voice. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm not sure what the Panthers are doing out there on the court currently. They're doing a little bit of team building exercise. They're still in a huddle. But this is the first time the Panthers have gone to a 4th game so far this season, given they've only had 2 or 3 games so far. But nonetheless impressive. I no doubts there's going to be Harvest to do it. Harvest is one of the best teams that we play all season. And it's clear to see that it's a well-formed rivalry. It's very healthy. It's fun to watch. Jacob asked what's my favorite sandwich, and I'll just say turkey sandwich. You can't go wrong with turkey. Yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about. But this is the first time in 2 years that we've gone into a game number 4 with the Harvest Huskies. I'm not sure past 2 years, into like 3 and 4, because those are completely different teams, completely different circumstances. But as far as tonight goes, it's been interesting. So if you weren't here for the whole game, here's a little recap of the series so far. Slippery Rock took game number 1, 25-14. Slippery Rock took game number 2, 25-19. A little bit closer, but not quite there. And then Harvest taking the end of game number 2, translating into game number 3, and bring home game number 3, 16-25. So we're going to go into a game number 4. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know what to say. Because all of my predictions have been they have been wrong. So I'm not going to make a prediction. We're just going to be along for the ride. That's going to be it. Yeah. So, yeah. I was watching any good movies lately. I heard Mulan came out on Disney Plus. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. It's pretty cool, right? Like, yeah. I don't know what else to talk about. I don't have anything lined up. I feel awkward sitting on this page, so we're gonna go over here. Yeah. All right, coming into game number 4, I feel like the players to watch have changed slightly. Emily Black, still my pick for Harvest. She's had a phenomenal night serving, as well as her offense has just been spot on. Emily Black, very, very vital to the Harvest team. Panthers side, nobody really sticks out. Everyone has their job to do, and they do it well. That's all it really comes down to. But just because there's not a crowd in the building doesn't mean there's not atmosphere. Let that be known. Panthers serve this one up. Out of bounds is the call, but I don't know. You be the judge. That was so close, but I think it was out of bounds. So we're just gonna ref call like it be because they're there. Katrina I just don't think she was ready for it. Slips right through the hands and onto the ground. Presley with a beautiful 2 services, and we're going to see a third. Presley here with the service, able to send that one up and over. Diving play by Katrina, not able to keep that. It hits the candy cane, and he should have blew the whistle a little bit earlier. But whenever the ball hits the candy cane, it's blown dead immediately. It's considered out of bounds. No matter what side the ball lands on, that's it. Gressley here with a 4th consecutive service, able to send this one up and over. Diving play by Juliana, finding its way to Monica to the back line. Coleman there with a nice attack. Diving play by Black, and the finisher by Goldstrom. Monica able to send that one up and over. Stevens able to find Morielli. Slap comes down by Goldstrom, but not able to get that one past the netting. We have a 3-1 game on our hands now. I wish I could have this set up for like the regular broadcast. This is awesome. Service by Coleman, able to get that one up and over. Goes off of Barclay into the hands of Princey and down to the floor promptly. Panthers down 2-3. Sorry, muscle memory in the voice. Tammy Coleman able to send this one up. Hits the top of the netting and not able to get that one past. That'll come down Harvest Point. 4-2 the current score. Barkley with the service, sending that. Where's that Black? No? It's more young. Alright. I'm back in it. I'm back in the game zone. Elisa Armour here with the service, sporting number 3 in the royal blue. Going to underhand this one up and over. Let go by Emily Black, and a correct assumption to do so as it lands out of bounds. So we're going to have a service up by Madison Goldstrom, number 3 on the Huskies side. Going to send this one up and over with the overhanded spike, well, it's kind of a spike. It's not the correct terminology for it, but we'll go with that. 4-5, Panthers down, but they're not out. Service by Monica Depew, able to send that one up and over. Getting a hand on this one is Barkley, sending that one left side. Black able to finish that over to the Panthers side. Kept alive by Katrina. Get that secondary touch, and Martha going to finish that to the back line. Gressley getting a hand on that one, finding Morielli, and then to the Panthers side it goes. Katrina with a nice dump off. Morielli ready for that one. Barkley getting that one into the middle, and Black hits it, but hits the top portion of the netting, and we'll have a tie ball game at 5. Sorry if my voice isn't as bassy and boomy as normal. I don't know what's up, but the back of my throat feels like a gerbil. Stevens able to get that one forward. Barclay into the middle. Slap comes down by Goldstrom and goes a little sideways. Not sure how else to put it. But Monica Depew here with the service, sporting the number 11 in the Panthers blue. We'll shoot this one up and over. We have a 6-6 game. Service up and over. Getting a hand on that one being Juliana Toth. Katrina saves that one out of the gutters, and Monica there to finish that to the Huskies side. Martha, my bad, saved that one out of the gutters. Elisa there with a bit of a lopsided approach to that attack, and that one lands out of bounds. Stevens there with that service, able to send that one up and over. Nice attack from Juliana Toth on that left wing. Goldstrom able to get that one over to Barclay, sending that one to the Panthers side. Coleman able to get a hand on that one. Katrina back to Coleman. And that one will get sent into the deep zone where Goldstrom there ready for that one. Dumped off by Black. Very nice misdirection by Katrina Eisler. We'll send that one into the Harvest zone. And I'm realizing whenever I go to this camera angle, there's no audio. So that's unfortunate. But nonetheless, Panthers up 7-6. Here's the service, able to get that one up over inbound. Out of bounds. I thought I saw the bounce, but I didn't. Inbounds. I knew I didn't. I wasn't seeing things. Sorry, I switched back from the replay a little late, so you only got the tail end of that. Service by Martha Depew, out of bounds. So we got a 7-8 game in our hands. Here's Barclay with the service. Up and over. Getting a hand on that one, Juliana Toth finding Katrina. Back over to Juliana. Slaps that one up and across. Kept alive by Barclay into the front line. Morielli able to get that one into the middle. Black throws that one a little too deep, and it's out of bounds. Panthers 9, Huskies 7. I really don't know what's up with my voice. I just can't do the commentator voice today. Katrina with a nice service. Diving play. Kept that one alive. Black with a secondary. And Stevens just absolutely murders the ball. And that one lands pretty heftily out of bounds. Katrina Eisler here with the service from the Panther side. Sends that one up and over. Stevens getting a hand on that one. Goes off her and out of bounds. Panthers pulling away the lead slowly. And Harvest will take a timeout. We have 11-7 game on our hands. Harvest just a little bit... I still don't know what the correct term is for it. But Harvest just a little dismantled. They're looking for their rhythm back in this game. They've been stuttered up a little bit. It's like me trying to come up with an analogy mid-game. It's just not going to happen, you know. But with this timeout, hopefully the coach can give them a little spark to start the fire back up. If Harvest can take game number 3, they can definitely take game number 4. It's not that big of a point differential. It's only 4 services from being a tie game right now. And let that be an encouragement to the Harvest team, because the game's only over when the ball hits the ground for the last time. Until then, party on, Wayne. Yeah. But knowing both of these teams, nobody's going down without a fight. Everyone's going to hold their heads high after this game. Probably. I don't actually know. But we're getting back into the action as both teams are ready to rock and roll. Katrina Eisler there getting that one up and over. Goes off of Stevens. Straight up into there. Very nice reception. Gressler able to get that one to Black. Throws that one over to the Panthers side. Coleman able to get that one over to Elisa. Finding Cassandra on that right side. A nice cut attack. Goes off Morielli and out of bounds. Panthers pick up point number 12 in this game. 7-12 the current score. Panthers trying to pull this one back into their reins. Katrina Eisler here with that service, able to get that one up and over. Gressler getting a hand on that one. Cassandra finding its way to Elisa. Then the finalization by Juliana. Diving play by Gressler, not quite able to get underneath it in time. And that one goes out and is a positive for the Panthers. Did it do it? No. Go back. There we go. We're good. Hang on. I found a solution. All right, we're good to go. Katrina Eisler here with that service, sending that one up and over. Out of bounds is the call, so it is an 8-14 game. Here's a service from Emily Black. Getting that one up, over, but is indeed out of bounds. Elijah, how do you manage the scoreboard so perfectly? It's even boggling me. Panther service up and over. Barclay getting a hand on that one. Kept alive by, I believe that was Goldstrom. And Stevens in a little bit of a sticky situation. Can't quite come back from that one. Panthers up 16-8. pulling the lead a little bit, almost out of reach. But I mean, you know my theology. Juliana finding that one to Elisa. Then Cassandra looks for the attack, but Goldstrom denies it out of nowhere. We got an 8-16 game in favor of the 9-16 game. I know what I'm talking about. Just don't look too closely into my mismanagement off the scoreboard. Cassandra there with a nice bump at an impossible angle, finds its way over to the Harvest side. Slap comes over by Goldstrom, out of bounds, but it didn't touch the player. No, it did not. So it is a Panther point, being their 17th tally of game number 4. Little substitution. Cassandra takes a seat on the bench, and Martha Depew comes out to play the front line in her stead. Cami Coleman there, sending that one up and over from the back line. Barclay finds his way to Morielli, then to Stevens. Slaps that one up and across. Juliana getting a hand on that one. Elisa back over to Coleman. It'll send that one up and over. Presley on her knees, gets that one to Stevens. Bumps that one up. Slapped back over by Armour, but Goldstrom returns the favor. Slap comes over by Martha Depew, and that one claims a point for the Panthers. Very nice form on that attack. Very nice setup. Very nice execution. Panthers now at 18. Harvest at 9. And I have the hiccups. This is not okay. Coleman there able to send that one up and over. Black able to find his way forward. Morielli to Stevens. Nice shot over the netting. Kept alive by Monica with the return. Coleman from the back line finds his way forward. Elisa to Monica. Able to finish that one off. Gresley with the one-armed receiving. But Morielli not quite ready for that one. It was a little bit... wasn't quite where she was positioned to play it. We have a double substitution. Looks like Kendra Robb is going to come into play in the spot of Stevens, and Black will take a seat on the bench, and taking her spot is Emily Morrison. So we have a 19-9 game. Panthers 5 points away from closing out the series. And we'll see what happens. Coleman able to send that one up and over from the back line. Barclay able to find its way forward. Morielli gets that one into the middle and then finished off by Goldstrom. From the back line, Coleman with the attack hits the netting and down without a fight as it meets the floor. Harvest now at 10. Morielli there with that service. Diving play by Monica. Finds his way over to Martha. We're going to call her in the net. We're going to call her in the net. You saw the tail end of the play. I think her foot was over the line. That's what they should have called, but they called her in the net. Either way, point for Harvest. That one's going to get sent up and over. Elisa over towards that left side. Katrina there with that finalization. Inbounds. Oh my goodness. I don't know. What's the call on the court? What's the call on the court? Referee doesn't know. They're going to say it's Panther point. Alrighty. Sorry if you see the extra transition. I just have the broadcast up on an extra monitor, and that's what I have on the delay. So that's what we switched to. Service by Elisa, able to get that one up and over the netting. Kept alive by Goldstrom. Gresley able to find Barclay. Elisa getting that one forward. Katrina getting that one towards that left side. Slapped over by Monica into the back line. Kept alive by Morrison. Hits that netting and will come down a Panther point. 10 points is the difference. 11-21 is the current score. Panthers in the lead. And Elisa Armour going to be the one to serve this one up. Into the back line. Received by Morielli. Able to find its way to Barclay into the hands of Gresley. And that'll clear to the Panthers side. Martha. Katrina back over to Martha. Slaps that one up. Dan dumped back down. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful defensive play by Madison Goldstrom. Katrina almost got underneath it, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as my friend Vishy would say. Madison Goldstrom able to send that one up and over. Coleman able to find its way to Katrina. Gets that one over towards that left side. Slap comes over by Monica. Diving play by Kendra. Not quite able to get underneath it in time. And we have a 22-12 game. Service by Monica Depew. Able to send that one up and over. Kept alive by Goldstrom from the back line. Barclay able to find its way over to Morielli. Slapped over. Martha finding Katrina. That dumps that one off. Barclay finding its way over to Morrison. That'll dump it off to the Panther side. Katrina tries one of her signature cut attacks from the setting position, but not quite able to get the right touch on it, and that'll land on the Panthers side rather than crossing the net. So, Harvest at 13, Panthers at 22. Here's Kendra Robb with the service, able to send this one up and over. Kept alive by Juliana, finding its way to Katrina, then popped up and over by Martha Depew. Barkley over Princia, able to finish that one off to the Panthers side. Elisa finding Katrina over towards that left side. Juliana with a nice dump off, and that will result in a Panthers 23rd point of the match. Juliana knew where the block was going to be, and it just wasn't there. So she's like, all right, I got this. And tips that one right past the netting. Katrina taking a sit on the bench. Ellie Henricks coming on to play the front line. You can see her in the 0 on the front line. Like I said, Barkley with a nice dump off. Ellie Henricks able to get that one over to Cassandra. That'll get thrown over the shoulder. Presley able to get that first touch, and the finalization by Morrison. Henricks over towards that left side. Dumped off by Juliana Toth. Morrison over to the Panthers side. Looks like that was Elisa up to Henricks. Nice, beautiful attack. Gives the Panthers a 24th point of the match. Juliana Toth just lays into this one. And Husky defense just not quite down to boogie the disco. Service up and over. Kendra Robb not able to get there in time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the end of the match. Not quite the way we thought this would go out. But, yeah. So, Panthers hit game number 3, 25-13. And, takes home the series. So the two teams will line up and do their farewell handshakes. I thought I could just take down the scoreboard. I can't. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us here tonight. This is a weird one. I don't know if it was weird as like a bad thing or if it was weird in a good way. But let me know what you think. I'm just happy I figured out how to do like a replay system on the fly. That's a win in my book. But that's going to be the end of the broadcast here this evening, at least for Slippery Rock Sports Network. They might do something different on their end. But if you wanted to check the original broadcast, link is in the description. It's the same video feed that we saw here. But yeah, thank you for the Harvest Broadcasting team for their camera work. This wouldn't have been possible without them. And it's a nice comedy for not being able to attend the event. But yeah, that's going to conclude the event here this evening. I'm Gabriel Eisler, the commentator of the evening. And on behalf of me and the Harvest Broadcasting team, thank you for tuning in. And hopefully we'll see you next time.